why US government or why any government? Just to look at it, it's about the biggest organization out there. So when we trying to do business development, of course, we always want to big contracts. And when I started to learn about all this market, it's government always have work for us, for public sector. It always needs work to be done. And some people can argue and say, oh, you know, government doesn't pay on time. It might be some delay in the payments, but they always pay their bills. So you look at the governmental contracts as a trustable source of your income, big contracts, and of course ROI of your investment. So frequently asked questions come from customers, and I do a lot of networking. I visit, usually we work closely at Kompass with US Department of Commerce. New Jersey Action Center is a big partner of ours, which works with government and particularly with Governor of New Jersey and under Lieutenant Governor of New Jersey, and we have a lot of help. So they help New Jersey companies to export, because New Jersey is a big state for exporters. And what interesting is, I just been in Louisiana, and Louisiana is big food manufacturing state. And I found out that Louisiana doesn't have so many state help to their businesses. So New Jersey is one of the states which helping a lot to New Jersey manufacturers. So I'm lucky to be in the state where I can participate. A lot of networking events are free, and so a lot of questions come from the small and medium businesses, because not all the manufacturers are big businesses. Sometimes it's the small and medium businesses, and they say, so okay, I'm ready, I wanna get governmental contracts, but how do I get them? And what is the secret behind landing them? What is it? I want this big juicy contract, I want to win it, but what do I do? And is there like special strategy working with government? And of course it is. Of course there is strategy. Of course you need to do your homework. Of course you need to know what you're doing. If you're waking up one morning and say, okay, today I'm gonna sign the contract and I'm gonna work with government, it's not gonna work. One of the important thing, and I think it's the easiest part, it's not that complicated. You have to be registered with SAM. It's System for Award of Management. It's to be eligible for the contracts with federal government, you have to be registered. For that, you have to know your NICS and SIC codes. As I'm doing a lot of, Kompass does a lot of business with manufacturing company. Most of manufacturing companies already know the SIC and NICS codes. We at Kompass can help you with that as well. Kompass has its own classification as well, because sometimes you can be manufacturer very specific product. It's very hard to find NICS or SIC codes because they are very general. We do help you with that as well. And so technically, once you register, you add it to the database and you can bid on governmental contracts. It sounds very easy, and it's easy and not very easy. I think first time you're doing it's a little confusing, but once you did it, you just have to renew it every year. Registration is free. You don't have to pay for it. But you have to spend a little bit of time doing that. What is also important, and this is related, of course, to US government, the regulation is going to be different if you going to look at international. Every government will have their own specification. But I think once you are becoming a supplier of any government, it's always easy for you to go and change the country because you already been that road in one country. It's always easy. I always compare that with how you speak languages. It's like when you learn one language. Once I learned French, it was much easier for me to learn English, even though my accent always stay the accent, but it's always easier to learn more languages once you learn the first one. Again, any questions, feel free to chat them so we can answer it during Q&A. So how do I get to these contracts? And of course, the old school network. I do a lot of networking and I stay local for networking. New Jersey and New York, great states. We have a lot of events. We are a member of Mid-Jersey Chamber of Commerce, New York, Manhattan Chamber of Commerce. In New York, there is a lot of Chamber of Commerces. You can look locally and see if you need to be a member of Chamber of Commerces, or you can just search for trade events. You don't have to travel too far. New York is a great city for us, but I'm sure there is always trade shows in locally, because if you just starting, it's good to start locally. If you are, depends on your industry, there's always trade show for your industry. And of course, U.S. Department of Commerce has location all over United States, and there's always special events. U.S. Department of Commerce, most of the events are free. There's special events for bids. There's pre-bid conferences, submit invitation for bid, all specific to tenders, networking events, and you can search for it. You can contact office and make an appointment. There is a lot of help available for you, and most of it for free. Introduce yourself and your business, don't be afraid. Leave your business card, leave your brochure. We helping you with our platform on Kompass, we're helping you to be searchable on the internet. Invite buyers, be there, just talk about yourself. Don't be ashamed. During these events, what's good about it, a lot of universities have business centers. When they do, if you look in international, they do business in, for example, do business in China, do business in Vietnam. We did Vietnam, Singapore, I think last time. Do business in Latin America. And there is company, there are a local company who come and share their experience. They tell you how we succeed in a particular market. We share their experience. They tell you their pain, how they resolve it. And there is a special program which called STEP program, which I found out can be developed or not developed depending on your state. Very, very developed in New Jersey. I think last year the funds which were paid to New Jersey businesses for STEP program was about $750,000. And when they started this program 5 years ago, it was only $200,000. So you see, it grew enormously. When I was in Louisiana, I found out that in Louisiana, STEP program is not that developed. I think New York is doing, state of New York doing a lot of work, but it's not the same amount of money. It's a little low. So you have to find out where you have to go to through U.S. Department of Commerce state website. You can find out and see how you can work with STEP program, because STEP program gives you money, and you just have to be company which really manufacture something, and they will give you help to promote yourself. So subcontracting, I love this part because it leads us to Kompass Public Tender platform, and I'm about to show you how to use it. Why do I like this? Because it gives you possibility to connect and work with our businesses and we have platform within platform to work, and you can use our platform, and I think it's coolest thing which we have in our platform, besides that we also provide you with tenders and bids internationally and nationally. What's good about it that you can subcontract with governmental to get governmental contracts with company which already works with government, which means you can avoid all this paperwork. And how cool is that? Imagine you don't have to do all this paperwork. You can just be supplier or subcontractor of a big guy who already does work. And how you can get it? Through our system, you can find out which company was awarded the contract. So you can contact them and say, I just found out that you awarded a big contract, rebuild the city, and I'm doing bike racks, and I saw that bike racks is a part of this contract. I can supply, I can do this part of the job. Or if you're doing, I don't know, landscaping or something just small, and you saw it in the tender, you can propose your services, and you will not have to go through all this paperwork because we are already certified. They can subcontract you. I think it's pretty cool, saves you time and money. So which platform is that? It's Olia. Olia is kind of software within our tenders platform, which allows you to communicate with potential bid partners. So there's two ways how you can subcontract or you can work together. One is Olia, where you, through this social networking platform, you communicate with them and you say, okay, I see that you're looking at that tender and I want to work with you together because I can partially do that work and you can do this part of work. Are you open to talk to me? And there is other part where you can look at the awarded company and you can contact them and say, let's work together. I think for our part of business, and Kompass been in business for 70 years, we always add in new platforms, we always add in new products, and our concept and our strategy doesn't change. We trying to help companies to grow, and we trying to help you to connect and to build your business nationally, internationally. We're trying to find tools which make your life easier. And this is our job. This is how we were created 70 years ago, and this is how we stay on the market, and this is how we stay cool. So now, practical part, about 15 minutes, maybe a little less. We'll see how it's gonna go. Again, if you have any questions, feel free to chat them. So we will talk about one part of our system called Kompass Public Tenders, new product. Really, just launch it on US market. It's almost secret what I'm telling you because nobody else knows about it, and you will have 30 days trial to have access to it. I think it's really cool. And thank you, by the way, joining us. So what are you going to have? 50,000 tenders daily. You will have access. And when I just heard about product and started learning about it, I wouldn't believe it. I was thinking, how is that even possible? And I was born in Azerbaijan. It's a tiny country, very rich, by the way, petroleum, oil. And I was thinking, I'm going to do a test. I'm going to go and search tenders in Azerbaijan, and I'm sure there's none. And I found thousands of tenders in Azerbaijan. And I was like, oh my God, how is that possible? So in the countries where is no internet tenders, the tenders going to be scanned and put into the system. So imagine there's people at each embassy, particularly French embassy, who doing it constantly on a daily basis, and we just scan in tenders and put it in our system. I think it's pretty cool. So this is how it looks like. You will have your account set up, you'll have your username and pass, it's just internet platform, and you will see. First, very important, you define in your search criteria and you save in your search. There is 4 types of documents we are looking at. Project tenders, awards, and various all kind of different documentation. Project is important because sometimes cities or big organizations, we're going to publish a project even before we're going to put tenders. It's good for large companies, or it's good for your planning. When you want to plan ahead, you want to know, okay, I am going to go to this country because I saw in the news that there will be project, and I do want to my business to be there. So here in our platform, you can find projects that's probably going to be maybe 1 or 2 years before tender is going to be published. So tenders is most important. This is what we want to have. We want to have all possible tenders related to our products and services. So this is why we're going to put special keywords in our search in our next step to have all the possible tenders. Awards, this is cool part, because awards allows you to have to know who is awarded, and this allows you to cooperate or allows you to study your competition. And who doesn't want to study the competition? So for example, you just want to have a list of all companies in your industry awarded with tenders because you want to know who is this company, and you want to know who are they, and you want to analyze them, or you want to maybe sell them something. So this type of list is available. We're selling them as well. And there is various documentation. Sometimes tenders are published, and after you have addition to tenders because we're adding something. So you can, depends what you want to do. You can, sometimes you can just select tenders and you don't want to look anything, or if I'm doing list of competition, or if I want to know all the company awarded in particular region, I will do just awards. So next step is important. We will do localization. And of course, for this particular demo, I did North America and Canada and United States. Amount of tenders in United States is enormous. I think we have more than 2,000 per day in United States. Of course, it's not all going to be in your industry, but imagine 2,000 per day. It's enormous. It's just unbelievable. China beats United States. China has about 11,900 per day, but I think it's a pretty cool number. Keywords, that's an important part, and we do have whole system how to do it smart, how to ignore words, how to make smart, because once you set it up, you don't have to do anything else. You set up your system, you put your keywords, and by the way, the system speaks many languages, because you cannot expect that all different countries gonna speak English. So there's 46 languages covered. So if you're gonna go and want to do business in China, I would recommend you can search in English, and after I will show you just in a little bit how to do search in Chinese, and you don't even have to speak Chinese for your initial search. But I do think that people who go international, who go international, I want to do searches international, want to do business internationally, we usually have local people or people who speak local language. So for now, we took water treatment in English, and we put special syntax in here. And once we will set up your trial account, we will explain why we do it and how we do it. I'm not going to go in these details now because it's going to take too much time. It just tells the system what to search for and what not to search for, and makes your search very accurate, because I'm setting it up. Once I'm done, I'm going to receive my notification email, and depends on how I'm going to set it up, notification email going to come, can be daily, can be twice a day, can be twice a week, can be once a week. And I think for me, when I do my searches and save the profiles, usually twice a week is a good amount. I can now, in this case, you don't even have to log into the system if there is no new tenders in the system. So next is result, and this is my favorite part because I always like the result. By default, and we will repeat that when we're gonna do our setup of your account. By default, because imagine it's 50,000 tenders per day, we set it up as for a couple days because sometimes you have so many tenders, it's gonna be too heavy. But what we did for 2 last days, you have tenders. And don't panic if you have very niche industry and you do your search and there's very little tenders. You just have to search within few last month. And what is good about it, because tenders don't expire within few months. So here you see on the screen in red, which means it will expire. And we have notification if it's red, it's expire soon. If it's orange, you still have time, but it's soon to expire. And if it's green, you have plenty of time to bid on that particular tender. So this is how and where you change your settings. So as you can see, when I'm preparing, it was July 3rd. So I switch it to a couple months from June 1st to July 3rd to have my tenders. And this is how tender looks like. It's very detailed. I'm sure people who want to deal with tenders, they do have desire to learn more about it. You have to read the details. There's always contact information. I did talk to experts and I was like, okay, it's a lot of information. What do I do? How do I contact people? The best way always, just take your phone. There's contact information. Call them. If you don't understand or you need more information, talk to them. It's more complicated if it's in Chinese, I would say. So there you need local people who speak Chinese and can call them. But if it's in English, you're doing your business in English, you can call. There's always email address you can email. So, and there's always more information or source of tender. So if there is online information available, you can go and check that. If none, you will go to the source and you will see PDF of the information. So I think I'm going good on time. So Olia, back to the Olia, what is that? So when I was looking on tenders, I saw in my Olia network, but there was some other people who were looking at the same tender. And here is on my right here. So there's Aaron, there's Rick, there's Anne-Marie. People are coded in our system. We now integrated new system where it will be more information. We're asking you to fill your profile because it will be easier for you to do business. So you will put company name, your industry, more information about your company. It will facilitate your connection in Olia. And now if I'm looking at the same tender and I want to talk to them, I will be able to send them message right from this network. I'm not going out of the system. I don't have to go to LinkedIn. I don't even have to do research anymore. I just can type a message right from here to all of them if I want to communicate, or individually personal message, and just ask them, send a message. I'm in such and such business. I want to talk to you because I want to cooperate, or I want to also bid on that tender. Can we work together? I think it's pretty cool. Allows you to communicate with people and you know that you are in the same business. Here's the fun part. I did search in Chinese. I don't speak Chinese, unfortunately. So how did I do that? I use Google Translator. To do that, you have to use Kompass Public Tenders in Google Chrome. So I took the same keyword, water treatment. I used Google Translator, and I used translated to Chinese words in my keywords, and I changed totally my search, and I did search in China. As you can see, I went to Asia, switched to China, and I put water treatment in Chinese, and I had tons of results. And as you see here, there's actions and summary shows me that it's water treatment. I have no idea what it is because I don't speak Chinese. I'm ashamed, but that's the point. So I do know that it's water treatment because I tested the system. I believe in that. So what I did, I just used Google, right click on Google Chrome, and it's automatically translated me into English. It's not perfect translation, but I can understand this tender. So I can understand what it is about. I think it's really cool. It can be any language. There is country which use English very well. Let's say Turkey, you don't have to do that. India, you search in English. Which country? I think United Arab Emirates, they do the tenders in English. All other countries, search in local language, use Google Translator. You will be able at least to read it. If this exotic country is in your interest, you will be able to translate it and read what is this tender about it. And after, you will have to do your homework, or you will have to find a way to communicate. But this is first step, and I think this is a unique system which allows you to do that. Who else gonna give you this possibility?